Hey everybody, it's Bob over at Danbury Senior Living here on the Brain Fitness Channel. This is the space where we talk about little things that we can do every day to keep this muscle in good working order, keep it in good shape, just like we do with the rest of our body. I was talking to a buddy of mine who has a little gray on his head. We were talking about brain fitness and exercise, and he said, my brain's too overloaded. I have brain overload. I can't even process all the information that's in it, much less exercise it every day. And I thought that was a pretty good point. Once we reach a certain age, let's say 70, we have information we need to keep in our brains from our childhood, from early in our young adult life. We need to remember our grandkids' names. We need to remember where we left the car keys. We need to remember how to use our smartphone. We need to remember our neighbors' kids' names. And if you don't remember them, boy, then your memory's slipping, right? Well, let's talk about organizing that. Many times we just remember what's important to us and we let the peripheral things go, the things that aren't important, we just let them go and we forget them. But once we reach a certain age, our family and friends start to say our memory's slipping. You don't remember our neighbors' kids' friends' names? Well, no, I don't care. It's not important to me. My 1967 Mustang, that was important to me. I remember everything about that. So our brains just work in different ways, but it's important to be able to organize it so we can remember these things so it doesn't look like our memory's slipping. Let me put it to you this way. Have you ever heard of a highly intelligent person who wears the exact same clothes every day, the same type of clothes every day? Or maybe they eat the same foods every day? Steve Jobs, the founder of Apple, wore the exact same type of clothes every day. A pair of jeans, a black mock turtleneck. He did not want to clutter up his thinking with having to make those decisions every day about what shirt matches what pants and what belt matches what shoes. He just wanted to spend his time thinking about the important things. In fact, I've always heard he even drove the same car. Every 3 or 4 months, he'd get a new version of the same car so he didn't have to ever make that decision. He could save his brain power. I've also heard that Warren Buffett eats the same foods or type of foods every day, same restaurants, so that he doesn't have to clog his thinking with that new information. He just gets the same stuff. Today's brain fitness tip is about how we can help focus our brain on what's important. Experts call it economizing your brain use. I like that, economizing my brain use. Let me give you an example. This may or may not be real. I may have heard this somewhere. Have you ever had a conversation with one of your kids on the phone? They call you, hey Dad, how's it going? Today's Monday afternoon, by the way. Hey, Sally has a volleyball game at 4 o'clock on Thursday, so don't be late, Dad, because the scorekeeper in these matches is Sally's math teacher. Sally's not doing very good in math right now, so we don't want to upset her. You'd interrupt the game if you're late anyway, and she hates it when we interrupt the game and things. Oh, by the way, Dad, we'll be sitting with the Murphys. I heard the Smiths have been drinking lately, and I don't really like their kids anyway. Well, you remember the Murphys, right? I introduced them to you at the pool last summer. They had their little kids, Ralphie and Megan. That little Ralphie's a stinker. We don't really like him much. But anyway, Dad, don't be late. 4 o'clock Thursday. Okay, I have to go. The car dealership's calling me. The check engine light's on again. I have to go. I'll talk to you later. Bye, I love you. Click. If you ask me, for anyone over 65 or 70 who has to figure out their smartphone, where they left their keys, and how to operate the remote control of the TV, that was brain overload. So, when Thursday comes around, it's about 3 or 3:30, you're at Costco cruising the aisles with a little snack from the snack bar. Your daughter texts you. You feel it vibrate and let it go. She texts you again, so you better get it. Dad, the game starts in 15 minutes. Where are you? She might as well have said, Dad, your memory's slipping. How could you forget about this so ever important volleyball game? They didn't forget about it. It just wasn't that important to you. So you rush over to the game and you run in late And of course the scorekeeper gives you a dirty look, and you sit with the wrong people, and your daughter is just staring daggers at you. And after the game, she says, "We need to talk about your memory, Dad. It seems like you've been forgetting a lot of things lately, and we just can't have that. I don't know what's wrong, but we need to get an evaluation from the doctor because you've been forgetting so much lately." I've seen this very thing happen. And it's not that Dad didn't care, and it's not that Dad didn't remember. It's just that it wasn't that important to Dad. So what could he have done? He's not losing his memory. He's not fading, and he doesn't have Alzheimer's. It was just brain overload. So what could he have done? Number one, he could use technology. He carries a phone in his pocket. He could have just jotted it down. Sometimes when I'm getting brain overloaded, I text myself. I'll see it later, and that'll be my reminder to handle it appropriately. Maybe I need to add it to the calendar. Maybe I need to send an email to somebody, but I'll text myself a message. Some of my friends still carry an old school day planner, a calendar. What a great opportunity. Could have just pulled it out, written it down. For that matter, I love Post-it notes. Most days I have a shirt pocket full of Post-it notes where I'm just jotting things down so I don't forget. And then at the end of the day or the next day, those are my reminders of what I need to pay attention to so it doesn't slip my mind. My favorite, he could have just been honest and said, "Hey, that's an awful lot. I'm not writing any of this down right now. Could you please call me Thursday morning to remind me?" Wow, that would have been amazing. The daughter calls, "Hey, Dad, it's Thursday morning. It's 9 o'clock. Don't forget we have a volleyball game today." Then he would have been able to plan his whole day around it. So we just need to organize our brains, organize ourselves into remembering things better, processing things better, and then handling it so that our brain is working great. The brain fitness tip here is to do this every day. The more you do it, the better your brain will start to organize its thoughts into patterns, which will then help you remember the smallest of details. Today's exercise is a great way to help remember little details about conversations that you have. And it will prove that with a little practice and with a little exercise, that your memory is still as sharp as ever. Thanks for tuning into this episode. Hit the like button to show us that this meant something to you. And hit the subscribe button down below and you'll get a little notification every time we upload something. Thanks a lot. Now go exercise that brain.